Coach Keyton and Crawford, All About the Kids is the name of the podcast here in the Crawford Podcasting Network. Kerry Keyton, Tom Crawford here at Grand Traverse Pie Company, corner of Grand River and Hagedorn, a stone's throw from where this young man played college football at Michigan State. Now he's coaching in his 32nd year coaching in Greater Lansing on the staff at East Lansing for Bill Farrakhan. Well, this is year number seven? Seven, East Lansing. Okay, speaking of high school football, Kerry, I want to bring this topic. It literally dawned on me driving over here, or maybe it might have been last night. Let's just bring it up because we do everything on the fly here on a Thursday, is this. I've never witnessed in Greater Lansing the cavernous gap between haves and have-nots, as in blowouts, okay? And I'm not picking on schools because I'm not being critical of their situation. I'm just addressing they have a situation, and I'm going to see if Kerry can give some solutions to that situation. I mean, Eastern High School, our alma maters, there's 30 kids in that football program on 4 grades. Total. Total. I mean, that's like 7 kids per grade on average, okay? And you know what, the freshmen playing, so they're kind of standing on the sidelines. They could get hurt. We know the situation of our friend F.A. Scott and head coach over there, and he's got some of our other friends on the staff over there. They're struggling. I give them a lot of credit, but I mean, it's hard to watch the 5th quarter, and you know, as far as high school coverage and where these games are. Is there, first of all, how bad is it in your opinion, Kerry? Is it going to get worse before it gets better? And what's the solution to get it better?
I think that right now is the worst, and a lot of it has to do with COVID. When we lost so many kids, found other things to do. Unfortunately, a lot of it has to do with the phones and that kind of thing. But Kids just found other things to do, just like people in general found other things to do, like to make money and stuff. So that's why the workforce is struggling, because people found other things to do when you couldn't do anything.
Right.
Lansing just shut down, period. A lot of other, but it's gonna take a real, I got to find the right word, but a real people to invest in the youth programs, to get them
that's grassroots
up, to get the numbers growing, and it may take another couple years, but. I know we're struggling, and at East Lansing we only have between 15 to 20 kids on our freshman team. Kids just aren't playing, and football's not the easiest thing to play. Obviously, we know
it's the one sport where practice is definitely not fun.
Exactly,
basketball is fun.
Sure, I mean, you could just stand around half the time, but you just go play.
Yeah.
No, in football, no, you're literally gonna hit somebody.
Well, and it's attention to detail, doing one step here, one step not the most amusing thing to do in the world.
No, not at all. So if we can get get that back going with the young kids, then hopefully it can come back. But for instance, Holt is one of our bigger schools, D1.
Yeah, 2,000 kids.
We play them this week. They don't have a freshman football program.
That's shocking. That's absolutely mind-boggling.
I thought, Coach, who do you guys, what is Holt got there that we're not playing Holt? Talking to Coach Pendry, we're playing St. John's, and it's like, Holt doesn't have a freshman team. Like, how does Holt not have a freshman football team?
Yeah.
So it's not just the Lansings.
Right.
It's the East Lansing, it's the Holts. I mean, Grand Ledge or DeWitt got 65. Okay, whatever. I mean,
DeWitt's got 113 kids overall.
But you can only put 11 on the field.
No, I understand that. And look at Portland. Look at Portland.
Sure.
Look at their program up there.
But they've had it. And
it's a freestanding community.
They believe in it.
It's Texas-like.
Sure.
Freestanding community where everybody goes to the games.
And everybody wants to play.
Yeah.
And I don't even, but a lot of times though, like the smaller school, I don't know if Portland has soccer. I'd have to look.
Yeah.
Because like PW, they don't have soccer. All those kids play football.
Yeah.
They may run cross country, but they play football. So the smaller schools, they don't have all the options that the bigger school, like East Lansing got everything.
Well, and the other thing about
You know.
P-Dub, there's an incredible work ethic
Oh, sure.
in that community.
Absolutely.
Where those kids all work on the farm. I mean, they after practice, they go home and work. You know, I mean, and they work all summer.
My Uncle Mike and my Aunt Janice live
Yeah.
in PW, you
Yeah.
know, and
It's different.
it's a totally different animal out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's the expectation that you will play and you will be good and you will work hard and we'll win.
Let me throw this nugget as part of the reasoning behind the low numbers in some of these large, affluent schools. Okay, Ann Arbor Pioneer used to be a power in high school football.
My brother and them got beat 57 to
Yeah,
nothing.
Ann Arbor Pioneer. Ann Arbor Huron used to have, you know, Carl Tapp played in Michigan, came out of here. They had some players over there, but they can't get guys out. I mean, they're terrible. Pioneers terrible. Oh, everything went. Celine, Dexter down in Ann Arbor. Those are the powers down here. So everything's kind of moving out a little bit, like we talked about with DeWitt, Grand Ledge in the past. So that's part of it. But I look at Okemos and I look at, and this is my theory, Okemos and the Ann Arbor schools, you have families that maybe have, you know, affluency. You may have parents who are in the medical field and maybe they're concerned about the safety of
concussions,
football.
all that.
Concussions, although, and I know a parent in high school soccer, the kids had 4 or 5
Exactly.
concussions.
Heading the ball when it's 45 degrees
So, I mean,
outside.
and the
Make that
lower
make
leg
sense.
injuries in soccer are extremely high.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't know the reasoning behind it, but for some reason, football has a stigma as being,
Sure.
you're going to get hurt sport.
all the time.
Yeah. So, but do you think that's part of it? You know, with
Absolutely.
Ann Arbor and Okemos? I mean, Okemos they got athletes out in Okemos.
Lots of them.
You know, and
Lots of them walking
Javier
the halls
and FA,
doing nothing.
they're working the halls. They're trying to get kids out. Just give it a shot.
Just try.
Yeah.
Just give us a week.
Yeah.
Give us the first week or 2 days.
Like you guys did at Everett.
Absolutely.
Just, you know,
just give us a shot.
Yeah.
No, I believe that. It's always going to have that stigma, you know. You know, they keep coming out with movies with, you know, about CTE and you know, and this, that, whatever, and blame. Like, well, I'm 54. I ain't never once thought about hurting myself, and I play offensive line. All I did was hit with my head,
Yeah.
over and over and
Yeah.
over and over.
With a
and
helmet
over
that was
again.
much inferior to the Aaron.
Way inferior.
Yeah. Could have got it
So-
over at Sears probably.
You know, that put me the best.
Okay, I got you. I understand.
But not like what our kids wear. Like
Right.
almost all our kids have Speed Flex, which is, you know,
Those are
the
expensive
best.
helmets.
Yeah, $400 or $500 a pop.
Yeah, think about that.
You know,
Yeah.
best of the best.
Yeah.
So
that's the way it should be.
Yeah, Coach spares no expense.
Right.
We got the best of everything over there, which was what we did at Ever. Like, no, we're going to go buy the
Cut
best.
costs, cut it somewhere else.
Not
Yeah.
helmets and shoulder pads. No,
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So where do you think?
But to answer your question though,
Yeah.
I got tons of friends. I know you have tons of friends. My friends went to Eastern High School. They went to college or whatever, and then what did they do? They moved to DeWitt. They moved to Grand Ledge. They moved to St. John's.
Moved
They
to East Lansing.
East Lansing. You know, they moved out of the city
Well-
because they got, but times got better. Jobs got paid more, so you could move and do things that, you know, maybe my parents couldn't do.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, maybe
Right.
the biggest house on the east side, but
Yeah.
you know, you took my mom and dad's house and put it in these lands in
Oh,
the
yeah.
holder, something that's worth $1
Times
million.
5. Yeah, exactly.
You know, but we're gonna play next week. We're gonna play Grand Ledge. Julian Terranova plays football for us. I coached his brother, or I coached his dad, excuse me,
Okay.
and his dad's brother at Eastern.
Okay.
And he goes to East Lansing.
Right.
And his son and his cousin goes to Grand Ledge.
Okay.
So, I mean, I stayed because, you know, I'm East Side. That's what I do. My girls go to East Lansing now, but my
Yeah.
girls play sports.
Yeah.
Girls sports in Lansing are not good. So,
Right.
I mean, I at least want them to have a chance to walk into a gym and have a chance at winning instead of knowing they're going to get
Now how does
mercy.
Sexton, who has a big game tomorrow night, host in Portland, 6:00 over at Majeski Stadium? Now, this might be a reality check tomorrow night, but I commend, you know, I mean, they're undefeated.
Absolutely.
And you look at, in contrast to what Eastern has, horrible in terms of participation, and they've won one game in what, 7 or 8 years or something like that.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. One game, and they beat Owasso in the opener when they opened their stadium in 2019.
2 years ago, I think they might have won 3 or 4 games.
They did?
I think so.
Okay, check that.
Anyway.
Okay, they haven't won a lot of games.
Right.
Okay, I'll have to check that. Right.
And Everett's doing well this year. Got a shot to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Got 2 games
Yeah,
left.
Everett's done well.
So
Yeah. So
Jaleel got the kids doing well over there.
Jaleel's a good coach. Yeah. And anyway, my point
Sexton,
is, do they have a shot at? I mean, are they just overcoming it? Well, how are they overcoming this?
well, I
this
think
situation?
I don't know. I don't know if say this year
Low
might
numbers.
be an anomaly.
Yeah.
You'll find out next year. But you got to give 70% of this to Joe.
Joe
to
Pizzo. Yeah, they got Pizzo.
He
got a heck
was
of a
with us
quarterback.
last year. Man, I know Joe's a good. I know he's a great athlete.
He's got great feet.
And if he's still been with us, I mean, it might be real ugly at East Lansing.
Right.
But Everett had them beat the
Yeah.
first game, and then the rainstorm, and then Everett didn't show up on Friday morning, and Sexton did. Not to diminish what they've done, the white is not very strong this year.
Yeah.
You've seen that with Ionia blanking Catholic Central 40-0.
Yeah, Catholic is down a little bit this year.
Never would have
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
in my life expected Catholic to get shut
Yeah.
out.
It's one of those
especially
years.
40-0. So those teams, but I don't care. You can say that about Michigan. Well, who would they play? Well, they played who'd been on the schedule.
Yeah,
So we
right,
beat them.
right.
So that it is what it is. We'll find out. Obviously, Coach Navarro at Portland, playing in the phone booth. They're literally going to play in this section of Grand Traverse Pie Company. It's going to be that tight, and we're going to find out who's tough and who's not. But if Joe, because they got the athletes now, and they're going to throw the ball.
Right.
Joe gets loose, it's going to be a problem for Portland.
So are you happy with your numbers at East Lansing? And you have 1,200 kids in that schoolhouse?
1,200? No. We got about 35, 40, 35 to 40.
Okay.
No,
That's a good number?
Yeah. You'd like to have 50 because the problem comes when you're trying to practice. And you want to go good on good as much as possible,
Yeah.
but like when I played.
But you got more kids standing around if you have too many kids.
Well, yes, but if you think about it, and being realistic, if you have 35 kids on your team, you got what? 15 to 20
Right.
football players?
Right.
The rest are, they're marginal,
Right.
you could coach them up to do one thing and they'll be good.
Right.
But,
I get it.
so the less your numbers, the harder it is to get a good, decent. We spend lots of time with our what we call the Orange Army, our scout team kids. Like, hey man, look, I'm not saying you're one play away, but you have to work to get better because you're going against our number one defense or our number one offense, as the case may be. You have to work. Coaches are watching you. So you talk about you want to play. Well, when we're watching you on the scout team and you're not giving an effort or you're not, working to get better, working the techniques that
Chances
you're being
go
taught.
down.
What would make you think I
Right.
want to put you in the game?
Right.
Got
to earn it.
So absolutely. So that's where and we only have a couple kids going both ways. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's unusual.
And it's just a couple linemen. So we're really lucky that way. So if you had 50, because we 2 platoon in high school. I probably should have never played defense because I would have never played defense in college because it's just not fast enough, not a good enough athlete. But I should have played offense in high school. Should have played offensive tackle. That's what I should have been playing, but I played defense. So
Clog up the middle. Gary.
basically,
Big Joe.
I was nose and then I played tackle. But yeah, basically that was it. But I should have never been on the defensive side of football.
So what would you tell parents in the youth level age? What would you do to encourage them to give tackle football a try? Now tackle football, the junior Trojans, which my wife and I ran for 10 years. It started at fourth grade. Okay.
Fourth.
Now it's flag, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And then that's probably a good decision. So your first tackle football is at 7th grade for East Lansing youth program?
I would venture to guess the yes.
Okay. And don't you think that's probably about right?
I mean, to be honest with you, if I had a son,
Yeah. Wait till 9?
I probably wouldn't play until he got to 9th grade.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
Yeah.
I would coach him myself, and he
You know,
probably
there's
played
a
flag.
certain player whose dad, Charlie Thornhill, the dad, Josh Thornhill, told me his dad didn't let him play till he was in 9th grade. Worked out pretty good.
There's no real. I mean, you could teach a kid. You could play flag. It's fine.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
You get the fundamentals.
You get the fundamentals and
Yeah.
go play soccer and learn
Yeah.
how to run.
Yeah.
And be an athlete, that kind of stuff. And it's just less wear and tear on the body.
Okay.
Because
So you're comfortable talking to parents that, as a 7th grader, it's still all right to give it a shot. Because they have that junior
sure.
high program or middle school program.
Yeah, go
Okay.
play. I mean, if you want to play, go.
Yeah,
I would never
yeah.
discourage anyone. from
Never,
playing.
not
I mean,
discouraging.
It's the
I get
greatest
that.
team sport
But how do
ever been.
you open their minds and comfort them that it's relatively safe?
I'd have to. I don't know how they do their. The biggest thing for me is would be equipment, and then you got to look at the coach.
Yeah.
Like if he's out here trying to run Oklahoma drills or whatever.
Yeah.
Like nah, you're not. Like the old. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I lived and died for Friday Night Tykes. You remember that show that came
Yeah.
out? It was on
Oh,
A&E?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I lived to watch that.
Yeah,
Just to watch. Well, they had really good actors, but the
Down in
stupidity
Alabama?
of
Yeah.
Texas.
Oh, Texas.
San
Yeah.
Antonio.
And I covered high school football in
To-
Texas for 3 years. I
to
know all
watch
about it.
the stupidity
Yeah.
of these guys coaching
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
little kids
Yeah.
and just having them just
Oh, yeah.
running in through each other. Like,
Right.
that has got to be the dumbest.
Right.
But there, everything was just I'm like, no.
But
that's-
Coach, I on my first high school football game covering, I went down. This is 1981. I'm going down to Houston. It was playing Brazoswood down by the Gulf of Mexico, south of Houston, and there's 12,000 people in the stands. There's 12,000 people in the stands, and they're 4 deep around the fence. You can't get a seat. Okay, and I'm thinking, wow.
And that's everywhere.
Yeah, and that's why the state of Texas right now, when you look at recruiting right now, that's the number one. They get more 5-stars coming out of the state of Texas, and then Georgia and Florida. They all trail. Okay, and it's because it's just so emphasized there. And the other thing about the state of Texas is that they pay their coaches. They're good coaches. They got the best.
Good money.
They pay good money.
But if you don't win,
No, I understand it. And like the high school football coach is like the mayor of the town.
Right. That's all they do.
But
Coach
it's
football.
priorities. And some people, I wouldn't even want to be. But that's what it, that's an environment that'll,
it's important to them.
I think about that, and then I go out to these games, especially late in the season, the weather's not that good, and I look at our stands in the CAAC, and there's some that, Grand Ledge will have a big crowd when you go out there.
Sure.
East Lansing doesn't travel well. They don't.
Never.
I never understood that.
Better now though.
Better. Oh yeah, better now
now,
than 10
though.
year ago. Anyway, so
We used to hate having East Lansing at home
yeah.
because we wouldn't make no money at concession stand.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Wouldn't make no money.
I don't know what it is.
Wouldn't make any
Don't
money.
know what it is, but
Wouldn't make any money.
anyway. So last question for you. Moving forward, do you think participation is going to stay flat? Is going to go up? Is going to go down? Where do you look? Where do you see Coach Gary Keyton, the future of high school football here in Greater Lansing?
Greater Lansing. I mean, I think it can definitely continue to make its comeback from COVID. I mean, we're only 3 years out from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The key is just going to be, like I said, getting them the youth programs and getting people playing the flag, and keep talking, keep dispelling those rumors that you're gonna get killed playing football,
Right.
blah blah blah. The technology and the equipment is so much better. The training that kids are getting now is so much better. You just have to just keep encouraging, and we encourage kids to play everything.
Right.
You never had to talk to your friends back in high school about playing because everybody was playing.
Right.
we still having a little bit of that. What's the word? Specialization, like basketball. Okay, well, you're a basketball player because you shoot 30 times a game.
Tom Izzo is much in contrast to that philosophy.
You know, and quite honestly, Coach, if you think about it, his last really good players, the Gary Harris's. You know, how many times did Gary Harris have to move his official visit to Michigan State because he was in the state playoffs in Indiana?
Yeah.
You know, Denzel Valentine was a hell of a football player before he started. You know,
I mean, go back to Martine Cleaves. Great quarterback.
And when last time they won national championship?
Yeah, 2000.
Had a football player.
Yeah.
Hudson played football
until his senior year.
You know, there are a lot of football players on that team.
They did.
And I don't care what anybody says, there's a correlation there.
Yeah.
There's a toughness.
There you go.
And if you look at the head coach, I don't know anybody that gets as tough as him on the sideline or practice. We're going to find us a few more basketball players to get on this Michigan State hoop team.
Yeah.
And, you know, we might get that second one for him.
Yeah, it could happen this year.
Just encourage the kids to play everything.
Yeah.
Play you know, like we're right now. Football is coming to the end. The smaller kids, hey man, you wrestling?
Yeah.
You go out for
great sport.
Well, I'm going to go out for basketball.
Leverage. If you don't make the basketball team,
if you get
go
cut,
over to the wrestling team.
If you get cut, just walk next door.
Yeah.
They'll be wrestling over there.
Yeah.
You know, and now, you know, because everybody, they all get because of singlet and everybody worried about everybody, you know, seeing what they got and don't got or whatnot. I mean, now we have shorts and T-shirt you can wear.
Yeah.
We're making it so, you know, those kids will be less shy.
Yeah.
But go swimming. Go out for the swimming team.
Yeah. Great sport.
You know, some of our best linemen at Eastern were swimmers. Swam for Coach Edwards.
Yeah.
You know, we had some hell of a offensive linemen that were swimmers.
But wrestling is leverage.
All of
knee
that.
bend, knee
Learn
bending,
how to use
knee
your body.
bending.
Learn how to use your body to your advantage.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to encourage all my linemen. Hey man, I need to go over to that wrestling room.
Yeah.
Get in that wrestling room.
He knows what he's talking about. He's Coach Kerry Keyton, East Lansing Trojans, big game.
They're all
big.
They're all
you know,
big.
you got
Chad
two.
Folk is not going to bring a team in there ready to lose.
No, 2 games left.
Night.
Ran Ledge next Friday night. Then the playoffs loom for the Trojans, and so good luck with that. Kerry, Tom Crawford here. Until next time, Coach Keyton and Crawford, all about the kids in the Crawford Podcasting Network.
Go green.
Go blue.